Dumb money. That's right, folks. We're back at it. Do you remember this huge phenomenon on the internet and Reddit a couple years ago? It's a movie now. Yay, we're doing it. I joke. There was something to talk about in that event that happened. GameStop's not very popular. Suddenly its stocks start to skyrocket. Does it have to do with like online people hating, hedge fund people? Yes. So why not make a movie about that? I'm here for it. Greg Gillespie is not a creator I've always loved. Some of his stuff, it's fine. I liked Cruella. I don't know if the parts of Cruella I liked are really his influence. And then he makes things like Pam and Tommy that I cannot stand. So it's a lot of stuff going on. But I guess like his sensibility does kind of make sense for like this story. A lot of his work, if you do like want to break it down on some fundamental level, is taking a cheap shot at the elite, whatever form that takes. Normally like a 1% rich person, or just like making fun of this celebrity or this person of interest and having like the commoner wreak their vengeance in a very compelling way, however that looks. So yeah, the everyday gamer or Redditor taking the stock of GameStop and shooting it up to whatever. That's in his wheelhouse. Like, that makes sense. This is a very interesting movie. It's definitely one of the more compelling and easily digestible of Gillespie's work, just because it's so easy to make the bad guy and so easy to make the good guys, because you like that. I do this for fun. I understand how you're watching a movie about a YouTuber and you're just like drawn to them, because I'm like, yeah, this makes sense. I know this world. I know the moments where you're just like, I just got to get my thoughts out there and express them somewhere. It's going to make me like that. And when you're doing a movie about stocks, who gives a shit? It's stocks. They're hard to understand. Even people who understand them don't fully understand them. It's a really hard narrative to weave. But this movie, it does it fine. I think part of my like interest in this movie and why it like worked for me was living through this event. I wasn't actively like on Wall Street bets or any of that stuff, but people I know, like I've known well and I have worked with for a very long time, were fully engrossed in this world. So when this was going on, I would hear it from them every single day we were together. I was fully aware of everything going on. I watched a lot of the streams. I've seen a majority of this taking place. With the GameStop stuff, with the AMC stuff, I was fully invested in all of that. Kind of hard to understand if you're not into it. Like, what does it even mean when, like, somebody puts a bunch of money into a company because it's shortlisted or something, and then people keep buying the stock, which makes it go up, but then that guy's not getting his investment back? What does that even mean? I don't know. I'm just here for a movie about, like, stocks and stuff, and it works. And come on. It's a movie about like the common person, the little guy, taking out those big people because the stock market's been unfair. That's what this movie is. I have no problem telling that story. Like, you should. It's weird that we have created that industry to be so like elitist and in its own ass that it's hard to do anything if you're just studying it. Like, you can't really break into it. So this being a case where we actually did something, the collective we, and changed the outcome where people start to look at it differently, that's fine. The movie itself explains that in a very easy way where you're like, yeah, okay, this makes sense. Like, we're seeing it from the perspective of normal people, how they feel about these things, the people they trust to feel about these things. That all makes sense. And that's all very easy. It is very much a movie of this era where it's like, here's the memes we can tell, here's the jokes we can make. Seeing all that and being clinically online, I already knew what was coming. The stonk jokes, the like hold the line jokes, all that stuff. Like, I was there, I knew it, I understand that. So that's kind of fun. If you're an older person, I wonder if that's going to be like interesting. Like, if you're, I don't know, 60 and you're just stumbling out to a movie for the first time in like a week or whatever, does seeing like this guy live streams and his information is dumped on Reddit and then it's repeated through TikTok, does that make sense to somebody who isn't like involved in like that aesthetic? Like, is the social media aspect of this helping people understand the power of social media or not understanding it at all? I mean, I get it because I'm on social media all the time, but I just wonder like how people would feel about that. Very interesting. For a movie that's kind of simple, like, I'm not going to say like the script is like top tier or, The camera movements or like the directing is like brilliant. What really makes sense is that the actors knew what they were doing. They were just like, okay, yeah, I get it. I'm a YouTuber. I'm the weird brother. I'm the hard up mother for cash trying to do that thing. I'm the GameStop employee who doesn't know what's going on but wants to get out more. That's easy. And when you have actors who can make that simple characteristic work, you got something good on your hands. Paul Dano, he's great. Like everything he does just turns to gold because he's one of those actors that can just do it all, and he always picks very interesting choices. Like on paper, this guy's just like a stereotypical like YouTuber, streamer, whatever, but he makes something special of Roaring Kitty, where you're trying to like add some more edge to that, but the Danoisms do come out, and sometimes you're like, okay, I see what's going on here. But it's really fun, and he does a great job. And Shailene Woodley, I wish she had more to do in this, but what I did see from her was really impressive. It's more the story of America Ferrera's character, who becomes Stonk Mom, who I guess is very popular on the Reddit. I don't know. That's pretty exciting. And she's having a great kind of like resurgence in movies this year. It's really fun to see. Like, this is similar to her like role in Barbie, like the woman who wants to have things that she can't. Goes about it a very different way. And Anthony Ramos just doing great stuff here. Pete Davidson shows up and does the Pete Davidson thing. Nothing wrong with that. He gets the job done and it works well. And then you got like some of these, like, I guess Craig Gillespie usuals now? It's weird to say usuals, but you know, he's worked with Seth Rogen and Nick Offerman and Sebastian Stan in the previous thing he did, and they're all kind of playing like the elitists in here. It's good. Rogen has found a new era of his like career where he's gonna produce a bunch of cool stuff, but when he acts, he's gonna allow himself to be the butt of the joke, like the guy who gets picked on. It's really compelling, and I do appreciate that from him. I don't know if his performance was like the best of like those guys, because Sebastian Stan was doing a lot of heavy lifting there, and Vincent D'Onofrio really freaked me out. Like, why do you have a full-grown pig walking in your house? That's very weird. But again, we're making fun of these rich guys. Like the last 20 minutes of this movie are just, look how annoying rich people are. These billionaires suck. They don't understand anything. They don't even know how to use Zoom properly, because let's not forget, this is a pandemic-based movie that doesn't beat you over the head with the pandemic stuff. And that's pretty cool. It could have been like, hey, we have to talk about COVID all the time. There is the underlying themes of COVID because, of course, there's like deaths related to the COVID stuff and the vaccines coming out at that time. So that does make it like a time period piece, but also because we're kind of like out of that era now, it doesn't feel like it's affecting what the story could be. It's balancing out really well. I do really like this movie. There's so much about it that's interesting to talk about. And just the Gillespie way of just like, yeah, the rich suck. Who likes them? They're annoying, they're dumb. The everyman is more important. That works for a story like this because that is what we're thinking. That is what we're feeling. We're always rooting for the Redditor in this movie, which is weird to say, but when you have that, you don't have to do special camera tricks. You can do you can use an infinite amount of news footage and memes and just viral videos and stuff. You can just do that, you get the point across, and it works fine. You know, it's dumb money. We're doing everything right, and it's just kind of fun to see that. It's a story that I don't necessarily think you would consider making into a movie, but when you have all the elements work, you get something special. It does feel nice, it does feel wholehearted, there is a beautiful message to it. It's definitely worth seeing. Like, there is something to explore there, and it does leave you with like a sense of like, yeah, rich people suck. We should like ruin the stock market again. And that's like, that's cool. Because what is the stock market? Who knows? You know? It's crazy that it's GameStop though. Like, nobody goes to GameStop. It's so weird. It's so weird. But you know what? There's something to this. There is something to this that's more palatable than a lot of like the Pam and Tommy stuff that he does. So that's a nice feeling. That is a nice feeling. The rich are bad. Buy stocks. Raise the price up of a place that you could trade in your games for and get a terrible deal on them. That's pretty cool. Because the rich people are bad. But hey, dumb money. I am going to give a 7 out of 10. Now, thank you all for watching this review. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. As always, you can check me out on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. And as always, I will catch you in the next one. Have fun. Stay safe. Good luck.